Do you know that the way you sleep each night could be quietly making your body age faster? Not in a way that's easy to notice right away, but little by little, through morning fatigue, persistent back pain, or the feeling that your mind is no longer as clear as it used to be. Many people over the age of 60 believe waking up tired is just part of getting older. Aches and pains are normal. But in reality, the problem is not how many hours you sleep, it's how you place your body in bed each night. With the same amount of sleep, the right position can help your joints relax, your heart work more gently, and your brain receive better nourishment. While the wrong position can quietly restrict your breathing, compress your spine, and cause your body to decline night after night without you even realizing it. In this video, I will share with you 4 sleeping positions that people over 60 should avoid, and 4 simpler, safer positions that can help you sleep more deeply, breathe more easily, and wake up each morning feeling lighter in your body. Before we get into the main content, if you care about your health, your sleep, and your ability to live independently as you age, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss videos designed especially for you. And if you find this topic helpful, please leave the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're watching along with me. Now, let's begin with what matters most. Before learning how you should sleep, we need to recognize the sleeping positions that are quietly causing harm, positions that many older adults repeat every single night. Bad sleeping position number 1. Sleeping on your stomach. Silent pressure on the neck, lungs, and spine after 60. Many older adults still keep the habit of sleeping on their stomach, with their face pressed into the pillow, arms hugging the pillow or placed under the head. For them, this position feels familiar, makes it easier to fall asleep, as if the body is completely relaxed. Some people even say, "Sleeping on my stomach makes my back feel less sore." But that sense of comfort is only temporary. In reality, when you sleep on your stomach for many hours in a row, your neck is forced to turn to one side throughout the night. This causes the neck muscles and nerves to remain under constant strain, reduces blood flow to the brain, and places pressure on the cervical spine, an area that is already much more fragile after the age of 60. Over time, this can lead to persistent neck stiffness, headaches upon waking, mild dizziness, or tingling in the arms and shoulders that many people assume is just aging. The neck is not the only area affected. When you sleep face down, your chest and abdomen are pressed into the mattress, preventing the lungs from fully expanding. Breathing becomes shallow and restricted during sleep. For older adults whose lung capacity naturally decreases with age, this mild but prolonged lack of oxygen throughout the night can cause you to wake up in the morning feeling tired, sluggish, and mentally less alert. The lower spine is also affected. Sleeping on your stomach causes the lower back to sink into an unnatural curve, which is especially risky for those who already have spinal degeneration, herniated discs, or chronic back pain. Over time, this pressure builds up night after night, making pain more persistent and gradually reducing mobility without you realizing it. In other words, sleeping on your stomach does not cause immediate damage, but it is like bending your body slightly in the wrong direction every night. And after many years, the cost is a weaker neck, a more painful back, and increasingly poor sleep quality. If sleeping on your stomach places such silent strain on the neck and lungs, there is another position, one that looks much safer and more comfortable, but actually limits breathing and causes the body to curl inward over time. That position is sleeping curled up, the fetal position that many people over 60 continue to use every night. Bad sleeping position number 2. Sleeping curled up too tightly. Fetal position. When safety limits breathing and causes the body to contract. Many people over the age of 60 have the habit of curling up when they sleep, the head slightly bent forward, the back rounded, the knees pulled close to the chest, and the arms drawn in as if hugging oneself. This position often brings a sense of emotional comfort and safety. Many people say, "Curling up like this helps me sleep more peacefully. It feels like I'm being protected." But what few people notice is that when the body remains tightly contracted for many hours in a row, important internal systems begin to function less efficiently. The first system affected is breathing. When the knees are pulled too close to the chest, the diaphragm, the muscle that allows the lungs to expand during breathing, becomes compressed. This causes breathing to become shallower during sleep. In younger people, the body may be able to compensate, but in older adults, a reduced oxygen intake throughout the night can lead to prolonged fatigue, mild morning headaches, and a lack of energy despite getting enough hours of sleep. The lungs are not the only area affected. The spine is also placed under silent strain. Sleeping curled up keeps the back in a C-shaped curve throughout the night. Over time, the muscles and ligaments around the spine gradually become accustomed to this contracted state. As a result, when you wake up and try to stand upright, the body feels stiffer, the back is harder to fully straighten, and your posture slowly becomes more hunched without you realizing it. This is why many older adults feel that they are becoming shorter, weaker, and less stable over the years. Not simply because of aging, but because each night, the body is being trained to contract rather than to open. Sleeping curled up too tightly does not cause obvious damage in just a few nights. But when this habit continues for many years, it can reduce lung capacity, worsen standing posture, and increase the risk of balance problems, one of the greatest dangers for people over the age of 60. When sleeping on the stomach puts pressure on the neck, and curling up restricts breathing and causes the spine to contract, many people begin to think, then lying flat on my back must be the proper solution. That sounds reasonable. But for older adults, lying flat on the back without proper support can carry even more serious risks than you might expect. In the next section, we will talk about the soldier-style back sleeping position, an old habit that is quietly affecting the heart, lungs, and deep sleep after the age of 60. Bad sleeping position number 3. Sleeping flat on your back without support. When a proper position becomes a burden on breathing and heart health. For many years, many people were advised that sleeping on the back was the healthiest position. The spine stays straight, the body is not twisted, and it appears very scientific and disciplined. As a result, many people over the age of 60 still keep the habit of lying flat on their backs in bed, using only a thin pillow under the head, and some even sleep without a pillow at all because they believe it is better for the spine. But what many people do not realize is this. After the age of 60, the body no longer functions the same way it once did. When you lie completely flat on your back for many hours in a row, gravity begins to affect very sensitive areas, especially the airway. In this position, the tongue and soft tissues in the throat tend to shift slightly backward. In younger people, the airway usually remains wide enough, but in older adults, as neck muscles weaken and soft tissues lose elasticity, the airway can become narrowed during sleep. The result is louder snoring, short pauses in breathing that the sleeper is often unaware of, and sleep that becomes fragmented into many short segments. Even if you stay in bed for 7 to 8 hours, the body may never enter the deep stages of sleep needed for true recovery. Sleep is not the only thing affected. When breathing is repeatedly disrupted throughout the night, oxygen levels to the brain and heart fluctuate constantly. Over time, this can lead to waking up feeling tired, declining memory, blood pressure that becomes difficult to control, and a heart that has to work harder even while you are resting. Another commonly overlooked issue is acid reflux. When lying flat on the back, the head and stomach are at nearly the same level. Stomach acid can more easily flow back into the esophagus, causing throat irritation, nighttime coughing, or discomfort upon waking. That many people do not connect to their sleeping position. Sleeping flat on the back is not always harmful. But for people over the age of 60, lying on the back without proper support can turn a position that seems correct into a hidden cause of poor sleep quality and unnecessary strain on the heart and brain. When sleeping on the stomach strains the neck, curling up causes the body to contract, and lying flat on the back makes breathing more difficult. Many older adults begin to look for another solution in hopes of greater comfort. They stop sleeping in bed. They move to sleeping in a reclining chair, the familiar recliner. At first, this may sound reasonable, but this very position, when it becomes a nightly habit, can carry risks that very few people are warned about. In the next section, we will talk about sleeping in a recliner, a choice that may seem like a lifesaver, but can quietly weaken the body over time. Bad sleeping position number 4. Sleeping in a recliner, every night, a temporary solution that can weaken the body from the inside. When sleeping in bed becomes uncomfortable, many older adults begin to turn to a recliner. The chair is soft and easy to lean back in, causes less back pain, reduces acid reflux, and at first even helps them fall asleep faster. For many people, the recliner gradually shifts from being a place to sleep for one night to becoming the main sleeping spot every evening. At first glance, this seems reasonable. The body is elevated, the back feels less painful, and breathing seems more comfortable. But the problem is this: the human body is not designed to achieve deep sleep in a semi-sitting position for many hours at a time. When sleeping in a recliner, the body is constantly held in a state of incomplete relaxation. The spine cannot fully extend, and the muscles in the lower back and hips must remain lightly active to maintain posture. Over time, this leads to chronic back stiffness and gradual weakening of the muscle groups responsible for balance. Another commonly overlooked issue is blood circulation in the legs. In a reclined sitting position, blood and fluid tend to pool in the lower legs and ankles. Many people notice that their legs become mildly swollen in the evening or feel heavier when standing up, yet they do not connect these changes to their sleeping position. Over the long term, this poor circulation can increase the risk of joint stiffness, loss of sensation in the feet, and make daytime walking less stable. The body is not the only thing affected. Sleep quality also declines noticeably. Sleeping in a recliner often causes sleep to become more fragmented, making it difficult to reach deep sleep stages, the stages that are essential for restoring memory, muscles, and the nervous system. You may technically sleep enough hours, yet still wake up feeling as though you have not truly rested. The most dangerous part is the false sense of comfort. A recliner provides immediate relief, leading many people to believe they have found the right solution, when in reality, the body is slowly losing strength, flexibility, and its natural ability to recover over time. Sleeping in a recliner is not forbidden in short-term situations, but when it becomes a nightly habit, especially after the age of 60, it can be one of the factors that weakens the body without you even realizing it. Taken together, these 4 familiar sleeping positions, sleeping on the stomach, curling up, lying flat on the back, and sleeping in a recliner, all carry serious downsides when maintained long-term in older age. So the most important question now is this: if these positions are not ideal, what is the safest and most beneficial way to sleep for people over the age of 60? In the next section, we will move on to better sleeping positions, beginning with a very small change that can create a big difference after just a few nights. Good sleeping position number 1: side sleeping, with a pillow between the knees. The simplest way to keep the spine aligned and reduce joint pressure after 60. Among all sleeping positions, this is one of the smallest adjustments yet. It brings some of the most noticeable benefits for people over the age of 60. That adjustment is sleeping on your side with a soft pillow placed between your knees. At first glance, this change may seem very simple, but when you sleep on your side without proper support between the knees, the pelvis tends to rotate out of alignment, causing the lower spine to twist slightly throughout the night. This small but prolonged twisting is the reason many people wake up with lower back or hip pain, even though they did not do any heavy physical activity the night before. When a pillow is placed between the knees, the pelvis is kept in a more neutral position. The spine, from the neck down to the lower back, stays closer to its natural alignment. As a result, the muscles around the back and hips do not have to tense up to hold posture during sleep, and they finally have a chance to truly relax. This position also offers clear benefits for circulation and digestion. When sleeping on your side, especially the left side, pressure on the heart is reduced, and blood flow remains more stable throughout the night. At the same time, the stomach stays lower than the esophagus, which helps reduce acid reflux, a very common issue in older adults. Many people who adopt this position notice that after just a few nights, morning joint stiffness decreases, turning over or getting up feels easier, and sleep is less interrupted than before. It's important to note that the pillow does not need to be large or firm. It only needs to be enough to maintain a natural distance between the knees, while the head is supported so the neck stays aligned with the spine. When the body is placed along the correct axis, sleep naturally becomes more stable and restful. However, not everyone can stay on their side all night. Some people experience shoulder discomfort, while others find themselves changing positions frequently. So if you need to sleep on your back but still want to avoid the risks discussed earlier, is there a way to lie on your back that is safer and easier to breathe in? In the next section, we will talk about supported back sleeping, a small adjustment to sleeping angle that can make a big difference for breathing and deep sleep after the age of 60. Good sleeping position. Number 2. Sleeping on your back with the head elevated and a pillow under the knees, optimizing breathing and reducing back pressure after 60. For many older adults, sleeping on the side for long periods can cause shoulder or hip discomfort. For this reason, sleeping on the back remains the most familiar and acceptable position. The issue is not sleeping on the back itself, but sleeping completely flat without any form of support. When you elevate your head and chest at a gentle angle, about 20 to 30 degrees, gravity begins to work in a beneficial way. The airway opens more easily, air flows more freely during sleep, helping reduce snoring and shallow breathing episodes that often go unnoticed. At the same time, placing a small pillow under the knees allows the lower back to relax. When the knees are slightly elevated, the natural curve of the lower spine is better supported, reducing pressure that builds up in the lower back and hips throughout the night. This position is especially helpful for people who frequently experience acid reflux, mild breathing discomfort when lying down, or wake up during the night with a feeling of chest tightness. When the upper body is elevated just enough, stomach acid is less likely to rise into the throat, and the lungs have more room to expand during deep breathing. Many people who adopt this position notice that they turn less during the night, wake up breathing more easily in the morning, and experience a clear reduction in lingering fatigue after sleep. This is not a sudden or dramatic change, but a gentle and steady improvement over time. It is important not to elevate the head too much. Raising it excessively can cause the neck to bend forward, creating added strain on the neck and shoulders. A moderate incline, just enough so the body is not completely flat, is all that is needed to produce clear benefits for sleep. Although this position makes breathing easier and reduces back pressure, some people still feel that their neck and shoulders are not fully released. So what if there were a way to sleep that keeps the body open, while allowing the shoulders, neck, and arms to relax as much as possible? In the next section, we will talk about a position that may sound unusual, yet feels very natural, the starfish position, where the body opens up to recover after a long day. Good sleeping position. Number 3, the starfish position. When sleeping on your back, opening the shoulders and chest, releasing the wrists, and improving circulation. After 60. When it comes to sleeping on your back, most people imagine a rather rigid position. Arms placed close to the sides of the body, shoulders slightly drawn in, and the body held in a closed posture. But there is another variation of back sleeping that feels much gentler and more natural, known as the starfish position. In this position, you still lie on your back, but your arms are gently opened out to the sides, your palms face upward, your shoulders are relaxed, and your neck is supported by a pillow that matches its natural curve. This seemingly small difference can bring noticeable benefits for people over the age of 60. When the arms and shoulders are not compressed under the body's weight, blood flows more freely to the shoulders, neck, and arms. This is especially important for people who frequently experience hand numbness, shoulder pain, or persistent neck stiffness in the morning. Opening the shoulders and chest also gives the rib cage more room to expand. Breathing therefore becomes steadier and deeper during sleep, helping the body maintain stable oxygen levels throughout the night. For older adults, this supports the cardiovascular and nervous systems without the need for any external devices. Another often overlooked benefit is reduced pressure on the nerves in the neck and shoulder area. When the arms are placed in a comfortable position, the nerves are not compressed for many hours in a row, which helps limit tingling sensations in the hands or pain that radiates down the arms upon waking. The starfish position is especially suitable for people who do not experience severe lower back pain when sleeping on their back and who are already accustomed to using proper neck support. It is important not to let the neck bend forward or tilt to one side. When the neck, shoulders, and spine are kept on the same axis, the body tends to fully relax, allowing sleep to become calmer and deeper. Many people who try this position notice that they turn less during the night, wake up with lighter shoulders, have greater neck flexibility, and experience a significant reduction in the feeling of morning stiffness. Although the starfish position helps the upper body open and relax, some people still feel that their lower back or hips need additional support, especially those who have difficulty breathing when lying completely flat and are unable to sleep fully on their side. So what if there were a position that combines gentle support, a safe degree of incline, and a sense of stability throughout the night? In the next section, we will move on to a position that many experts consider the ideal balance for people over the age of 60, the 45-degree side-lying position. Good sleeping position number 4, the 45-degree supported side position, a balance between easier breathing, spine protection, and deep sleep. After 60, not everyone can sleep fully on their side throughout the night, and not everyone feels safe and comfortable lying completely flat on their back. For many people over the age of 60, the most suitable solution lies somewhere between these two options. That solution is sleeping at about a 45-degree angle, a position that is half side-lying and half supported on the back, with firm pillows or a wedge placed behind the body for support. In this position, the upper body is gently elevated. The body is not pressed flat, but it is also not bent forward, as it would be when sitting. As a result, the airway remains more consistently open, making breathing easier during sleep, especially for people who snore, experience mild shortness of breath, or wake up during the night feeling low on air. Leaning the body to the side also helps reduce pressure on the stomach. When the upper body is elevated and the body is slightly angled, stomach acid is less likely to flow back into the esophagus. This helps limit throat burning, dry coughing at night, or a heavy feeling in the chest upon waking. The spine and hip joints also benefit from this position. When the back is well supported and a small pillow is placed between the knees, the pelvis stays more stable, the spine twists less, and the muscles do not have to tense up to maintain balance. This is especially important for people with back pain, joint degeneration, or hip discomfort when sleeping fully on their side. Another key strength of the 45-degree side position is its stability throughout the night. Many people notice that they turn less, wake up less often during the night, and in the morning, their mind feels clearer and their body feels lighter than before. This position does not require any complicated equipment. All you need is a firm pillow or wedge to support the back, a small pillow between the knees, and a head pillow that keeps the neck aligned with the spine. When these 3 points are arranged correctly, the body naturally relaxes and moves into deeper sleep without effort. Taken together, from the sleeping positions to avoid to the ones that are better to adopt, you can see that sleep is not simply about closing your eyes. By changing how you place your body in bed, you are directly influencing your breathing, your spine, your heart health, and your body's ability to recover each night. In the final section, we will take a step back to look at why proper sleeping posture is so important after the age of 60, and how small changes you make tonight can lead to meaningful differences tomorrow. Sleep after 60, when sleeping position becomes the key to health and independence. When we are young, sleep is simply a time to rest. But after the age of 60, each night of sleep becomes a true process of recovery. The way you sleep directly affects your breathing, your spine, your blood circulation, and even the clarity of your mind the next day. If the body is placed in the wrong position for many hours, it quietly accumulates fatigue, pain, and weakness over time. But when the body is properly supported, opened rather than curled inward, and allowed to breathe easily instead of struggling, the recovery process begins to happen naturally. What matters is this: you do not need to change everything at once. Just one pillow placed in the right spot. Just a slight change in angle. Just one small adjustment before turning off the light. Those very small changes, when repeated night after night, can help you Wake up with less pain, breathe more easily, sleep more deeply, and feel steadier when you step out of bed each morning. Sleeping in the right position does not promise a miracle overnight, but it protects you every night, so you can enjoy many more healthy mornings ahead. Tonight, before you go to bed, take one moment to ask yourself, where does my body need support right now? If you found at least one thing you can apply from this video, please leave the number 1 in the comments. If you feel the content is not quite right for you, leave a 0. Your feedback helps us improve every day. Don't forget to like and share this video with the people you care about, and subscribe to the channel so you can continue this journey with us, living healthier, staying strong, and preserving independence as the years go by. Sleep right, live well, and better days can still begin tomorrow.